I think a good thing to start off would just be that, you know, there's many forks you're going to encounter along the road. Like, I think one good one is the fork we encountered on this channel.
Oh yeah.
So
we're still in the mix of the fork.
yeah, if you guys go back and look at our other videos, we encountered this with our channel, trying to figure out what we should do, how we want this stuff to be, and you know, people are gonna encounter forks in their life no matter what they're doing.
100%.
Whether it's sports or baseball, or whether it's, you know, growing up, family
Business,
stuff,
trying to decide if you want to go to college,
jobs, school,
kids.
like just an example, like our channel, we decided, like, what do we really want this to be? You know, do we want to keep making, like, if you look back, we have great videos, great editing, but does it really connect with the people out there? Right now, probably not, because
we don't have enough views.
We're
we don't
pretty
get
average.
enough. Yeah,
We're
we don't get
average.
enough attention yet.
And
obviously, if you look now, maybe we have like, you know, 5 million subs. Probably not. But if you look right now, we got 473 subscribers.
yeah,
So we don't even know if it's working that well.
right. And on top of that, we're average.
Yeah.
I mean, we're above average, but like,
Yeah.
we're not the millionaires. We're not the billionaires
No.
out there. We're not, you know, we're making more money than most people, like the average person. But that doesn't give us the credibility to go and say, this is how you become a millionaire.
Yeah.
We have the basic ideas, of course, and like obviously our ideas will help people, just like because it's helping us.
Yeah.
And we have like maybe like a better path than some other people might have.
Yep.
But we're not David Goggins.
No.
And we talk like David Goggins sometimes.
But that's because we're trying to figure it out.
Right.
Guys, that's
Right.
the thing, is we're trying to figure it out. Who's ever watching this, you have things in your life you're trying to figure it out.
This whole place is our stage.
Yeah.
I'm moving. But every day, like, you're gonna encounter forks in the road. You know?
Yeah.
So, what's a fork in the road you've encountered? Whether it's business or whether it was...
What instantly comes to mind is baseball, is growing up. That's my whole life. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. I don't know about like thousands. Like, it's been a lot of hours. And I think where the fork comes in is I was a good ball player. And freshman year comes around, sophomore year, and I'm trying to decide as far as like schooling, like what do I want to do? Where do I want to go to school? Even though at that time, I honestly at that time knew if I'm going to school, it's only to play ball. Cause like, I don't like school. I like being around people, that's why I like school. But trying to decide whether I wanted to play college, or I also was thinking about being an electrician at the time, because I knew at that point, I hadn't reached out to coaches. I was a good ball player, but I wasn't taking initiative. I didn't reach out to coaches. I didn't do my fair share in that aspect. And that's why I came to that fork where I realized, hey, it's my senior year. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And so you can either keep doing what you're doing and push harder, change directions, which I did, or you can be a pussy, which is a third option. All jokes
Right.
aside, you can do the third option, which most people do, and that's quit. And that's turn around.
Yeah.
Like we're moving forward, you know, you're going this way. You can either change direction slightly and go this route. Most people stop.
Yeah.
I'm kind of rambling now, but where I was going with this is, that's probably the biggest fork in my life, was deciding whether I wanted to play baseball in college. And I ended up making some money at the warehouse, which is where I met this guy right here. And I started my business not too long after that. And I'm glad things worked out the way it did, because butterfly effect, guys, slight changes, I wouldn't know this guy.
Yeah.
This video wouldn't be made. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you gotta be happy with the blessings.
And you never know. You never know what path is the right path.
No,
That's the thing, but you have to choose one.
exactly.
Right? Even if there's 3 paths and one is being a pussy, you know?
Yeah.
Because that path says dead end and you still decide to take it. You know, like imagine there's 3 forks in the road and one, the straight path says dead end, and you still decide to take it.
And you sort of knew it was a dead end.
Yeah, because there's signs everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and the sign is, well, you're just quitting something that you enjoy, or you're just quitting something.
Because it's the least bumpiest.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of usually like the easy, lay back one.
Yeah.
Get a little stony doney and just, it's the easiest path. That's what I'm
Because
thinking
at
of.
the dead end, you get to park.
Yeah.
You know, you get to stop because that's the dead end. You don't have to keep driving.
Yeah.
But, you know, once you have these 2 other paths, when you're standing there, you have no idea what the correct path is. And you'll never know what the correct path would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, they could both be correct paths, right? But you don't know, like, whatever path you decide to take in life, when you're stuck at a crossroad of what I should do, you can think all you want about what would happen if you took each path, but you'll never know. You have to choose one, though.
It's a good
And when
point.
you choose one, some people will dwell on what could have been. And I think we probably all do it
100%.
a bit.
I do it.
Because,
He does.
I mean, you know,
We have to aim to
Everybody
do less
does.
of that.
yeah,
Aim to do less of that, because the more you think about the what ifs, if I took that path, the more you're gonna slow down.
yeah,
Like you have to just, I'm glad you brought that up. You have to make a decision. Like you're not gonna know, do I go left? Do I go right? You choose left or you choose right and you just go.
yep. And then you'll find another fork.
Yep.
And then you have to decide again. Because life is all about choices.
It never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the quote from the movie Mr. Nobody. You still probably haven't watched it.
I need to watch that.
Or maybe we should all watch it, me, you. I told Cullen about it, your brother. Maybe we should all watch it. Everybody out there should watch it as well, Mr. Nobody. It's basically about the fact that, well, really the story is basically about someone who was born knowing all the choices and what they would roads, but you don't know. But a good saying from the movie is that if you don't choose, anything is possible, but also nothing is possible if you don't choose.
That's
Right?
a really
'Cause
good
if,
saying.
If you don't choose, yeah, anything could have happened in the future, but nothing happened
Yeah.
because you didn't choose. Obviously, you chose to not choose, which means something's happening. But both of those paths, nothing. Right? If it's baseball or basketball, if you don't choose, then it's neither of them.
And I think I brought it up also in a short the other day. If you don't choose, you can lose the opportunity for both.
Yeah, you probably will.
You probably will.
You most definitely will.
Yeah.
Because opportunities don't last long.
Like, yeah, I feel so strong in this. For anybody, they have to know, like, if you just keep on moving, the guy that keeps on moving, and Casey's short also talks about that. The dude that keeps moving, the successful people, the multimillionaires, the OGs, they kept moving.
Yeah.
And people that like are depressed, are down. I'm not saying you can't feel depressed, but people that are like, have been in bed for months and they're not even trying to make their life a better situation,
Yeah.
they stopped. Like people that are sad, slow, depressed, they stopped. Winners, was that a thumbnail?
I guess, yeah.
Winners kept moving, no matter what it is. Winners, so you have to keep moving. I'm gonna keep moving. Anthony will keep moving. That being said, we're gonna keep running into forks in the road.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this video hopefully is gonna get like thousands of views, but it could easily get 10. Like that's the thing is we don't know, like, okay, we changed our sort of content. If we kept doing the content videos, like hopefully you've seen them, like the OG ones, just scroll on our YouTube channel, you can see them. It's completely different from this. It's way different from this.
Yep.
If we kept doing that, who knows? The next video could have been 50,000 views. But also, maybe if we started this earlier, it could have took off. You just never know. And that's like even this right now.
Yeah.
You can't even do that. You can't do that
Right.
You know, you just make a decision and you move, fork in the road, decide, move. You can always stop. The loser
Sometimes you don't know which path to take, so you pick the one that would be more enjoyable.
Yep.
Not like an enjoyable drug-wise, but like an enjoyable, like these videos. We don't know which path is better.
Yeah.
But this is more comfortable. This is more natural. This is more down to earth, and it's less about, this is what you should do to be a millionaire now. Now,
Watch our videos,
right,
yeah.
We provide good information.
But we do
People-
that, yeah.
But people can't take it in, right? Like even if we are right, they don't know we're right until we prove that we're right.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm right when I say, do this, you'll make $1 million. Go to the gym, wake up every day. I know that that's right, but they don't know it's right because we can't show it right now.
Yeah.
Same as like anybody, same as Andrew Tate, same as David Goggins, same as Joe Rogan. They could say all of this information, but until they make it, or what did Mr. Beast say? He says, you're crazy until you're rich or something.
Yeah.
You're crazy until you make it.
Yeah.
Everybody will call you crazy, or, you know, everybody will look down until you make it. And then it's like,
I was always counting you. I knew you'd make
right,
it. And that's really how it is too.
right.
That's really how it is. But think about like flashback, like Tate, most Google man on the planet. I love Tate, controversial man. Dude's a G. Dude is the top G. Flashback, he's 37 years old now. Flashback 17 years when he's 20. He's like fighting and stuff, but he's still sort of recording videos.
Yeah.
Even the top G, he had to question himself like this.
Yeah.
Because everybody questioned themselves. But one thing he didn't do is stop. He kept moving.
Yeah.
Because if he stopped,
well, sure, of course he had to question himself. He had to think, man, should I keep fighting? Should I be doing something else? Should I be recording
huge
these
fork
videos?
in the road.
They even talk about it. I mean, at least Tristan talks about the time, who knows what's real or not, but the time Andrew went up to his brother and said, because Tristan Tate was working a job in sales while Andrew was fighting, he said, maybe I should just stop fighting and I should come work the job with you and we'll make $4,000 a month. And he said, no, I'll pay for all the rent and you go out there and find a way that make more. You have to be the way out for us. I'll make sure that we can stay afloat and you can spend all your time focusing on something better than this.
Yeah.
You know?
The biggest people
which is like
have the biggest forks.
True brotherhood. You know, that's like you can go and have fun and fight and party. Obviously he was partying too. But I know that you want something more.
So I'm gonna hold it down for us.
I know you're gonna figure it out. And if you're doing this for 30, 40 hours a week, you're not gonna have enough time to fight and figure something else out.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the way out for us. In full belief. If it doesn't work out, I'm not gonna be mad at you, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you don't figure it out, it's fine, you know? But I trust that you will.
Yep.
And no matter what happens,
persistence,
I made this choice.
Being relentless.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because we're talking right now, we have like a million thoughts going through our head, but we can only talk so fast. And it's like, that's the way to be successful, is being relentless. And when there are forks in the road, just don't slow down. Because when you have momentum, that's the biggest thing. And the hardest part is getting momentum. That's why like people that are trying to get a better physique and get in shape or start a business, just trying to upgrade their life, I think, this might be off topic, but who cares, is huge. Heat exposure, cold exposure, endurance, running, you're tired, keep on running. Because afterwards, after all that pain and agony and the hardness, you come out harder. When life gets hard, you get harder, that kind of saying. You can't slow down. And the biggest people in the world had the biggest forks in the road. Tony Robbins says it too. People's biggest problem is that they don't think they should have any. Or
they have the most forks in the road.
Yeah.
Because the person who's being lazy is on that same path.
Everybody has big,
You know, everybody has big forks, but the person who's actively getting it has the most forks in the road because there's so much going on in their life.
They're like a dispatcher.
And then they're there, and then they have this phone call, this business call, this call, and they always have to be choosing, what am I gonna do? Whereas the lazy person is just on the road, go to work, go home, play video games, or go to work, go home, watch the kids for a couple hours, go to bed. Same thing every single day. No offense to anybody out there, but it's not the life I want to live. But there's a lot of people living that life, fathers, you know, who are supporting their family. They are going to work, but they are going home. They only get to see their kids 2 hours a day. And then
they're
go to
working
bed.
so they can.
Right. But they're not always working to make that difference. Some are just working to survive. And like more respect, it's better than not working and not taking care of your kids. But don't you want something better? Don't you want to like not just survive with your children, but to prosper?
Some people don't.
Some people don't. Well, I can't see any men not wanting it. It's just some men don't think about it daily. But like if they could press a button to where they're making 10 times more, so their kids didn't have to worry as much, or
they can spend more time with them, or
their wife
something.
Could stay home with the kids. They probably would, right? I doubt there's almost no men out there that don't want it. It's just the idea of actually taking the time to think about it and then go after it, and then obviously you'd have to sacrifice and not spend time with your kids in order to do it, which is the hard part, because then you might have to spend only 30 minutes a day with your kids for a few years.
On God, guys that are working all day, whether they're truck driving or at a desk, no matter what it is, taking care of the kids, massive respect. Big time respect. And not ever, but some people, like most of the time, either they've settled and just say, hey, that's probably all I'm gonna get, which you can get whatever the hell you wanna get in this life. That's 100%. Or they're okay with that. But, what I wanna bring up is, I think this is a really good analogy, probably because we're talking about it. No, I'm just kidding. But the whole fork in the road thing is that just don't stop. Make a decision and go with it. Don't waste too much time pondering it after you're making the right decision. Just roll with the decision and keep moving, because momentum is hard to get. Once you have it, that's huge.
I have problems.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll stay at the fork for months. You know, there's certain decisions that just take so long to figure out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that. But most of the time, you can just decide and go one path.
And even if that path was like slightly harder, the path that you take first is the better one. Because
most likely, because you're already on it.
You're already moving.
Yep.
And you stay moving. If you stay moving, good things happen. I want to also bring up like big ballers, successful people, OGs. Like you said, they probably have way more forks in the road because they have so much stuff going on. It's like a dispatcher at like a logistics company or trucking. Like they're the dispatcher, and they're controlling all these other trucks. And all those trucks have forks in the road, and they're deciding for them. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, everybody has forks in the road. It just depends on the way you look at it. All of this is perspective, all of it. That's why hopefully you're listening right now and you're taking away from this. Because everybody has forks in the road.